Hey, I just want to look through a few of these words and talk about their connection to the root words that we're studying this week. So the first one is soliloquy. So if you see in here, we have the LOQ root, which means speak. I'm hoping many of you might also notice the beginning of this word. You might think of solo. So when we think of solo, we think of doing something alone. So this word means to give a speech or to speak alone. So that's kind of the connection if you could put those parts of the word together. The next one I want to look at is linguini. So again, you see the root Lingu, which relates to tongue. So you might know that linguine is a type of pasta, but you might be thinking, okay, I don't really understand how that root connects to this word. So this one's a little bit tricky. Linguine got its name because someone thought the noodle was shaped like a tongue. So it's kind of a little bit more of a loose connection with the word linguine. So I wanted to talk about that one. The next one I want to look at here is verbatim. This is the root verb, which relates to word. So I don't know if you've ever had anybody say to you, tell me verbatim what you said, or tell me verbatim what he said. That means tell me word for word. I want to know exactly if something is verbatim. So that's how word ties in with verbatim, okay, word for word. The next word I want to look at is lingo. Maybe you have heard of this before. This again has the Ling relating to tongue, okay? So if we're talking about a certain type of lingo, it's a certain set of vocabulary or words that are used. Maybe it's baseball lingo or technology lingo, or it's kind of a group of words that pertain to a certain area. The last word that I want to talk about with you is vociferous. And this was a new word for me when I first looked at this list. I wasn't familiar with this word, but you should notice the VOC root in this word, which again, going back, means to call. And this word literally means to call out. If someone is vociferous, though, they're doing it in a very loud way. They might be yelling or protesting. So generally, this is going to have more of a negative connotation to it with this adjective if someone is described as vociferous. But again, it relates back to that calling out, yelling out. So hopefully with most of these words, you can make the connection to how they connect to the root. And hopefully this will help you when you come across lots of different words. Just like when I saw vociferous, I'm like, that's new for me. And I'm a teacher, but do I know what VOC means? Do I know that that relates to calling or talking out? It can help me better understand the word. So that's really what we're trying to do when we look at some of these words. I wanted to also share with you an interesting vocabulary fact here that they gave me with this lesson. It talked a little bit about, in our everyday language, most people use around 3,000 words in our language that we communicate with every day. Research has shown that there are about 90,000 different words used in school textbooks from grades 3 to 9. So even though you're only using about 3,000 different words every day, you're coming across 90,000 different words in grades 3 through 9. So being exposed to these learning roots can really help you because that's a lot of words to learn. And in our language, it's estimated that there's somewhere between 15 and 20 million words. So